Merry Christmas all. This is Drink Beer, Think Beer, the podcast that gets to the bottom of every pint. I'm John Holl, and we're going to keep it short and seasonal this week. In a moment, you'll hear a reading of the beloved poem A Visit by St. Nicholas. It's performed by friend Alex Kidd of Don't Drink Beer. He launched a cameo 2 years ago, and I was happy to contribute. This is the result, and it's my gift to you all. Kidd is a prolific writer, broadcaster, and poster. And you're likely aware he's also battling cancer. The industry and fans have stepped up to help him and his family during this trying time, and he's been facing it with good humor and determination. I'll encourage you to visit allaboutbeer.com to read the profile of Kidd that my colleague Andy Crouch wrote last year. Just search on the site and settle in for a long winter's read. I'm wishing you all the best for a safe, calm, and healthy Christmas and New Year. We'll be back at it in the regular format next week. For now, here's Alex Kidd reading the words of poet Clement Clarke Moore and A Visit from St. Nicholas.
John Holl, the Roushmaster himself, it is an honor to make a cameo for you. I hope that you're doing well on which of your many book tours that you're on right now. And it's the holiday time, and to get in the holiday spirit, we have to pull out the hand-knit Afghan. Oh, and it looks too patriotic, but this is my holiday cardigan that I had to bust out for you. You didn't even pay up for a wardrobe change, but we got to get cozy because we're going to be reading a poem today, a Clement Clarke Moore classic, A Visit from St. Nicholas. And I'm not just going to phone it in. This is going to go in my reel. This is going to go when I get huge later on, I'll be like, this was it. This was the poetic inspiration. I'll be taking some creative liberties with some sidebar chatter just to make sure that we have the most authentic DDB interpretation of it. 'Twas the night before Christmas when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse, because the brew house already had THP, mouse issues, Cheerios were left out for Santa. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care and hoped that St. Nicholas would soon be there. The children were all nestled snug in their beds while visions of sugar plums danced in their heads. Their parents were drinking sugar plum stouts downstairs. Pretty negligent parenting. But Mama in her kerchief and I in my cap had just settled our brains for a long winter's nap when out on the lawn there arose such a clatter I sprang from my bed to see what was the matter. Away to the window I flew like a flash, tore open the shutters and threw up the sash. The moon on the breast of the new-fallen snow gave a luster of midday to objects below. Now he's looking out and he's seeing Dad's tasting group. Some of them are passed out face down in the snow. They're trying to pull them back in. It is just absolute chaos. And everyone tried to Uber here, and now nobody can leave. When wonder to what my wondering eyes did appear, but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer. That's one of the new self-driving ones. With a little old driver so lively and quick, I knew in a moment he must be Saint Nick. More rapid than eagles his coursers they came, and he whistled and shouted and called them by name. These are his brew staff that he's addressing. He's telling them, like, listen, you guys can't go home. I know you don't have health benefits, but now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer, now Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donner and Blitzen. That's the front of the house team. They're all sociology majors and hoping one day to crack into production side. To the top of the porch, to the top of the wall, now dash away all. As leaves that before the wild hurricane fly. That's a nod to Florida brewers. They're like, yeah, of course, it's Christmas time. Why would there not be a hurricane? When they meet with an obstacle, a mount to the sky. So up to the housetop the coursers they flew, with the sleigh full of toys and St. Nicholas too. And then in a twinkling I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof. This is where the horse blanket notes come in. This is a really expensive process that they make for their saisons, but as I drew in my head and was turning around down the chimney, St. Nicholas came with a bound. He was dressed in all fur from his head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot. Now this is how you make a real Rausch beer. You put on a fur coat, you slide down chimneys, very Mary Poppins-esque to get a lot of that coal, that industrial era London vibe, and his clothes were all tarnished. He looked like a peddler just opening his pack. What are you buying? What are you selling? His eyes, how they twinkled, his dimples, how merry. His cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry. His droll little mouth was drawn in a bow, and the beard on his chin was as white as the snow. The stump of a pipe he held tight in his teeth, and the smoke it encircled his head like a wreath. This goes on and on and on. Like, it is really describing what Santa is up to. When he enters the brew house, he spoke not a word, but went straight to his work. He filled all the stockings, so I think he's using hot back bags or something. This is very homebrew level, not a very advanced system. And then turned with a jerk, and laying his finger aside of his nose and giving a nod, up the chimney he rose. This is euphemistic, of course. Most professional brewers are doing cocaine. Up the chimney he rose is like, that's how you get the 14-hour double brew day done. He sprang to his sleigh, to his team gave a whistle, and they flew away like the down of a thistle. He's driving drunk. This is patently approving of it, encouraging it. It was a different time then. And away he flew, but I heard him exclaim, ere he drove out of sight, "Happy Christmas to all, and to all a good night." Now, when you're at a bottle share, you know someone is really drunk if they're telling you Happy Christmas. Like, they don't know the phrases. They're, trying to be coherent. They're not going to remember it. But I hope that everyone in the Holl household has a good night, and that you tuck Augie in extra tight, get those tight little hospital corners for his little head. Because he's just thinking about what a good brewery owner he's been all year, so you can't disappoint him. Thanks, John. I hope you enjoyed this critical interpretation of A Visit from St. Nicholas. Stay high gravity.